All right then. So we are in Tuli Hyolal. We are ready to start. Oh, we are. We're on level 96 MSQ now. So let me just quickly update my stream info. Because we are on MSQ level 96. We have made it. So one thing I did do off stream, one minor thing I did off stream. My aim whilst playing as Viper through this game has been to play through with the armor sets that I pick up as I play through the game. However, you might remember the last armor set was pretty terrible. Last night I complained about it. I didn't like it. It was really irritating. So I glammed I glammed the previous armor over it. I'm still wearing it. It's still here. This horrific titanium gold thorn corselet. But I've glammed the previous armor over the top of it because I just couldn't look at it anymore. I couldn't look at it. The swords are still cool. I still like the swords. I still like those, but the armor was terrible, so I got rid of that. And to quickly recap, to do a quick recap of where we are, well, Tuli Hyolal has been attacked. The previous Dawn Servant slain. Lamat, tears. All from the old First Promise, the son of the old Dawn Servant. So we're gonna follow up now and see what happens next. Alice, what's up? It's clearly not a person, but it doesn't look like any automaton or magitech weapon I've ever seen. As far and wide as you've traveled, though, perhaps you've encountered something similar before. Would you mind taking a closer look? It may yield some clues as to Zoral Jar's new powers. Have I seen this before? Have I seen something like this before? I mean, the closest I would say this looks is Allagan, right? In place of where eyes or a mouth might be, you see a strange sigil on the front of this helm. From a distance, it appeared to be simple armor, but upon closer inspection, its construction is quite intricate. The material from which it is made is unclear, and you see no signs of a power source. The general shape of this weapon resembles a gun, but its construction suggests it's far more advanced than anything you've seen before. Triple Triad Band, the pure unadulterated horror. No, Darth, don't put ideas in people's heads. So what do you think? It looks like a person, but it's clearly mechanical. We have seen something like that before in the Shadowbringers raids. Indeed, while it resembles a person, it has features that make it uncanny. The lack of a face, not least of all. Did you see any sign of a power source? So it probably doesn't run on ceruleum or any other conventional fuels. I tried channeling ether into it earlier, but there was no response. That would seem to rule it out as an arcane entity. It's completely lifeless now, a far cry from the unstoppable enemy it was in battle. Even the material it's made from is a mystery. Rather than a metal, it's more akin to stone. Wait, haven't we seen this somewhere recently? In the Sky Deep Cenite, did we? Birthday's coming up. Happy, 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 happy birthday to you. That's right, the glowing stone used in the chamber with the gate to the Golden City. And while the soldiers are a different color, the warships are the same black as the stone of the gate itself. There has to be a connection. Let's share our observations with the others when we gather at Sunperch. The sooner we get to the bottom of this mystery, the better. It's all very sad. I do something for people's birthdays, Cinema Dreamer. I do something. No, well. I did sing Neon a happy birthday song once. Only once, though. Only one time. It was a very special treat. Looks like everyone is here already. I have been known to sing, but I wouldn't say I do sing. Is it forever saved on YouTube? There is a clip, sadly.
Thank you for coming, everyone. And thank you for taking charge in the relief effort. We would have fared far worse without you.
Someone had to do it, that's all. Come, let's take stock.
Come.
In terms of casualties, at least 50 died in the attack. And many times that number are wounded. All available healers are seen to their care. Structural damage at least is limited, so essential business can be conducted without issue. That said, the people are understandably shaken. We must assuage their fears and begin working to restore things to normal as quickly as possible.
Now, the most confounding mystery remains our enemy. And their mechanical soldiers created with technology that surpasses anything I've ever seen. What is their nature? And how did Zoralja manage to bring them under his command? Such things remain unknown.
They emerged from the dome encasing Yasolani. We're quite certain of that much.
Speaking of the dome, we have some theories, I'm told.
Indeed. I would like to call upon some helpers to join the discussion. May I invite them here?
By all means.
By all means.
It's me. Permission has been granted. You can come in.
Neon made a redeem out of it, Cinema. I think it's still on his channel. I think it's still accessible. You know what you want for your birthday now?
Greetings, everyone.
Long neck boy. Graha and Graha blue-haired twin are finally in together in the same room.
Raha! Y'shtola!
After that long voyage, I had hoped that we might be afforded a moment's rest. But I gather circumstances are quite dire.
All is well in the annex, never fear. I've already dealt with the most pressing matters, and others hold the fort in my absence.
Who's left?
Following the changing of Dawn servants, Gulul Jar Jar spoke about the Golden City to his two successors. Thanks to Lamat, I was allowed to attend that meeting. What I heard led me to conclude that this was a matter for the students. Thus did I call upon our comrades who possess the requisite expertise. It was actually after that the dome manifested. But, based on what we know, I have reason to believe that it is connected to the Golden City.
While we're eager to help, we have limited familiarity with the situation. Might we trouble you to explain from the beginning?
Recap time.
As you know, it was a letter I found tucked away in the Baldessian Annex that brought me to Tural.
This is the recap.
A letter from the Dawn servant addressed to my grandfather, sent some 20 years ago.
The request to investigate the City of Gold.
Indeed. The strange thing is, there was mention of neither Tural nor the city in our records. Hoping to learn the truth of my grandfather's mission, what he did and saw, I volunteered to help in the rite of succession.
I have Cinema Dreamer. I've been out in the sun a bit too much lately.
At the end of which, I was able to hear the tale from Galul Jar Jar. Like us, my grandfather went to the deepest chamber of the Sky Deep Cenote. And, like us, he saw the gate to the Golden City.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you required our help with? This gate?
It was. You see, the gate was opened once in the past. And
It led to another reflection.
Wait, what?
I can take the story from here. Considering my part in these affairs, I reckon maybe I'm best equipped to speak on the matter.
We're going to another world?
I was there too, you see. In those ruins, together with Galuf and Galul Jar Jar. And what I saw that day, I'll never forget.
And now I remember myself. Yeah, I've been unexpectedly out in the sun, Cinema Dreamer. That's why it's happened. Look how young he looks there. And that's our Galuf Baldessian.
This black stone is remarkable. I cannot help but wonder if the structures in this part of the ruins were built by a completely different civilization.
It was over 1,000 years ago that the giants mined here. Their records make no mention of glowing stones.
No touchy. Don't touch it.
High concentrations of ether, and on the surface are what appear to be arcane patterns.
No touchy.
They aren't Allegan, or Mahi, or Minion. If anything, they put me in mind of the calculations of the South Sea Islanders, but even then...
Mericidia. So they're related to Mericidia, or maybe this world has a connection to Mericidia. Are we going to go to Mericidia? What did you do? I told you no touchy.
Nothing.
I did tell him no touchy.
An earthquake?
closest that's ever happened before.
A void gate? Hey, this is different.
No way. Is that Kryl? No way. No, I don't mean I mean the baby. Is the baby Kryl? Obviously no one answer. I'm just kind of exclaiming. It is. The baby's Kryl. Reyes. We haven't even seen the baby. But I thought when we were in the first, didn't they make a big deal about how you couldn't live?
Why would you?
You couldn't live too long away from your home world because you go out of sync or something. I think they said in Shadowbringers. That's the key.
What is this? Who are you?
But didn't they say the same would happen to the Warrior of Light? The only reason it hadn't was because he, compared to the rest, hadn't been there as long. But that he also would be affected if he stayed too long. Hence he had to go back. Like he could visit, but he couldn't stay. But Kryl's been here the entire time. If that is Kryl, which I'm almost certain it is. With the earring maybe being a gift from her mum. Okay, this got interesting suddenly. This has piqued my interest. This has piqued my interest.
Though it never opened again, Galuf continued to study the gate for years after that, hoping to learn something of value. All he could conclude was that it was built with unknown technology, and that it led to another world, one apart from the void.
Imagine spending years studying something and learning literally nothing.
Only to discover that the real prize actually lay beyond the gate, and beyond our reach. Couldn't make head nor tail of the artifact either.
If they couldn't work out how to open the...
similar properties to the black stone in the ruins, we were convinced it was important. So Galul Jaja took it to the palace for safekeeping.
If they couldn't figure it out, why was the first promise able to?
Galuf, meanwhile, took the baby with him back to Charlian and raised her as his own.
Then the child was...
The earring inside the letter to my grandfather. It was apparently found amongst my swaddling clothes.
If this is true, then it means that you hail from another reflection.
So it would seem. I still struggle to take it all.
Doesn't
on
it also
myself.
mean that her soul is weaker than everyone else's? Because they also
Looking
had a
back,
thing.
Grandfather was always quick to seek distractions whenever I broached the subject. But never would I have guessed.
When the reflections
anything like
rejoined the
this.
source, the idea was the souls were bolstering. So, like, you know,
But enough about me.
they were
We
completing.
have more pressing matters.
So she is like 1/14 of a soul compared to everyone else, who should be 8.
You suspect
Four,
there are
how many
somehow
calamities have there been?
connected to the
7?
Golden City?
7/14ths? And the Warrior of Light is 8 because he's got Ardbert from the first.
And leading them was Zeralja. His involvement also lends weight to the theory.
Almost Lala's 1/14 of a soul. This is interesting, but I hope they don't forget their own lore. This is
A bandit took me unawares and knocked me out.
this is where some games that have been long running like this,
I found my home turned upside down, with a few particular items missing.
where they're trying to make a whole new story, they sometimes
Namely, the
retcon
keystones I was entrusted with.
things that they've stated as fact before, and I don't like it when that happens. I hope they don't do it.
The bandit. You believe that it was...
I only got a glimpse of him, but I was a blue-scaled Hubigo. Well, I know of no other.
The artifact stored at the palace was also stolen. The thief struck during the ceremony, and the guard was spread thin.
So our assumption is Zeralja somehow opened that gate to another reflection, where he acquired advanced technology and his mechanical armor.
It fits. And if he did, then it's also likely that the dome is a product of this unknown reflection.
Yeah, pirate, that's exactly what I'm saying, yeah.
Hold on. We've been going on and on about the reflections. But what of my home? What's become of it?
Yeah, true, Erenville. Good point. This looks like a job for the Scions of the 7th Dawn. We are reformed.
Indeed. Where it concerns other realities, I dare say the Scions are best suited to tackle the task.
Yes.
You can say that again.
Yes.
We've been to the literal edge of existence. Some mysterious giant dome shouldn't scare us.
All right, summon the crew. Oriange, Thancred, get off your backsides, get here.
Our order has ostensibly disbanded. We'd thank you to be discreet about our unofficial reunion.
Huh. Worry not. We'll spare no effort to get to the bottom of this. And with our hero eager to help, you can be confident of the results.
Where's Estinian?
I'm coming with you.
Eating cactuars
That's where
last
my
we saw
brother
him.
is, then that's where I must go.
You're not a Scion. And you're not the main
Can't say I
character.
understand everything you're discussing, but I know what I have to do. I have to put a stop to Zeralja.
After this cutscene, I'll say my thoughts, Darth, because I think I'm going to need to go into a bit of depth to try and
I share
piece it all
Lamat's
together.
desire to join you. However, under these circumstances, it would be unwise for both vows to be absent from the city. As such, I shall remain in Tuliyolal. Come what may, I will protect our nation. So go forth, sister, and do what you must.
Thank you.
It may be prudent for us to likewise divide our forces. While one group ventures into the dome, the other keeps guard without.
Agreed. There's something I wish to investigate out here, so I will remain.
I as well. The enemy's warships still loom overhead, and I would see that we are prepared for the worst.
I wish to go to the dome. As a student, I have an obligation to investigate this potential threat to the world. But I'd be lying if I said I'm not deathly curious about my origins. If there's aught to be learned, then I want to learn it.
In that case, please let me come too. I have to see what's become of my home. I may not be a fighter, but I know those lands like the back of my hand. I can guide you.
If you hadn't offered, I would have asked. We're counting on you.
I'm not one for waiting around, so if it's all the same to you, I'll join your dome crew.
I want to go in the dome.
Accompany them, Garha. I expect your knowledge and experience will be useful. In the meantime, I intend to learn what I can about the gate, and will keep you apprised of my findings. Pray do the same.
Assuming communication is possible from inside the dome, we'll maintain contact and share any developments.
It seems our teams are assembled. A fine roster, I think.
Looks good to me. We'll find a way to deal with the threat. For the sake of Tural.
It's truly heartening to have you at our side for this. Thank you, everyone. Now, before we set off, there's one thing I need to do. The people are still shaken by the attack, and I'd like to reassure them as best I can.
Okay. So I'm going to try and unpick a lot of what's happened here because there's quite a lot. So quite a lot to think about. So let's cover some basic facts that have been established in this game so that we, if anything does get retconned, we can identify what gets retconned. Hopefully nothing does get retconned, but I just want to be clear on the facts before I move forward. First of all, Hydaelyn splits Aetheris into 14 shards. So the source and 13 other worlds, essentially. And all of the souls that were on Aetheris were also split into those 14 pieces, with one part of those souls each going to each one of the planets, each one of the stars around the source. So every soul split into 14, essentially. The Ascians who weren't sundered, your Emmett Selks, your Elidabuses, your Lahabreas, they're like, yo, what's all this about splitting? Don't like that. We want everything back together again. We want everything back. We want to get the team back together again. All those sundered souls, we want to put them back because they're not themselves. They're not even human in their current form, is how they think of things. So what do? They orchestrate the calamities, and every time they orchestrate a calamity, it's a sign that one of the reflections where the etheric balance has been shifted to an extreme, a calamity happens in the source, they merge, they come back together, and the souls in the source step up, essentially. So you go from being a 1/14th to a 1/7th, I guess, or a 2/14th, 1/7th. You get to step up. The third calamity happens, or the second calamity happens, you go to a 3 out of 14. The fourth calamity happens, 5 calamity happens. You know, the souls are gradually stepping up and up and up, and with every calamity, the souls on the source are becoming more like what the Ascians used to be on Aetheris back in the old days. That's what they set out as like what the Ascians were trying to achieve. That's why they were trying to reverse the sundering and make everything whole again. Ideally make Zodiac whole again, because each of his pieces are also, of course, in all of the different worlds. So that's all fine. We've got that. Everyone on the source should be at I think around 1/2 of their soul, 7/14. Then you have the events of Shadowbringers, and the souls of the Scions are taken over to the first. The body of the Warrior of Light, including his soul, of course, goes over to the first. And what do we learn? There's like a Warrior of Light over there, and there's like a, you know, the whole team of things who are doing things over there. It's a world on the verge of calamity as well. And what do we learn there? Well, we learn that the longer you stay away from the longer your soul is away from your home world, the more out of balance you become. The more unhealthy it is, basically, and the harder it will be to rejoin later. Now, as I understand it, they didn't say just because you're in a physical body, you're immune to that. I don't recall that. I don't recall that ever being said. I don't know if it's implied, but I don't recall it ever being outright stated as a fact by anyone. As I understood it, the Warrior of Light didn't feel those effects just because he wasn't there as long as anyone else. Thancred was there for, what, 5 years? Ishtola was there for a number of years. Alice and Alphino were there for 1 year, and then we arrived. So, yeah, there's a thing there about, like, we just didn't feel the effects at that time. But now we get here. And Kryl is a 1/14 soul from a different world that has been living on the source, where presumably another 1/14 of her soul is somewhere in the source. Presumably there's another part of Kryl's soul walking around. I don't know if that will play into things later. But then, of course, now we're talking about this other world where she's actually from. And my question there was, how is she out of balance? How has she not gone out of balance as a result of being here? That's where I think things might be retconned. I'm not sure. Also, presumably, if we eventually go to this world, which I presume we're going to go to whatever this world is, presumably there will be another Warrior of Light there, because every time we hold our crystal and we call, the Warrior of Lights from the other worlds answer. When, you know, it doesn't matter if they're on the loo or whatever. They're making a cup of tea. They'll drop everything. They come join us. That's what they do. So I presume that there'll be a Warrior of Light when we get there as well, and it will be a 1/14 Warrior of Light as opposed to our. That's the other thing. All the other souls on the source are 7/14 or 1/2. The Warrior of Light is an 8/14 because he absorbed Ardbert's soul in Shadowbringers, making him a stronger soul than everyone else in the source. So that's a quick summary, I think, which kind of sets the basis for what we're going to talk about next, which is Kryl coming from another world, presumably. And us somehow traveling to this other place. Let's see what happens next. I think I've set the scene enough. I know what I have to do now. Give me these boots. You are not a high summoner, no. I know we're in a hurry to set off, but before we do, I need to address my people. The peace we swore to uphold has been shattered. They need to understand what's happened and how we intend to fix it. So I want to call an assembly at the Winged Walk and assure them that all will be well. But as shaken as they are, I don't know how many will come. It's those who are most distressed that truly need to hear your words. If you like, I shall seek out such souls and encourage them to attend. I'll help too. This is an important step in the city's recovery. Care to join us, James? I actually do care. While you handle that, Erenville and I will see to provisions for the expedition. Thank you. I'll go ahead and have the Landsguard announce the address. People must first know there's going to be one before they can decide whether or not they want to hear it. If you could see to the Resplendent Quarter and Bayside Bevy, Alice and I will split the rest of the city between us. So yeah, there's a lot to consider, like a lot to draw on from the previous expansions. Yup. That's quite a revelation, though. Please, leave me be. My father is gone. Leave me to mourn. Yo, but don't you want to hear this wicked speech in a minute? Galul Jar Jar is slain, and yet Val Wuk Lamat and Val Kona still fight for our nation? For us? Very well, if they would speak, the least I can do is listen. That was a lot of information I conveyed with a bit of arm waving. I still can't believe we were attacked. For a mercy, my family was spared. I don't know what I would have done had they come to harm. I understand Val Wuk Lamat is going to make an address soon. I'll be there, of course. Good man. If Tuliolal falls to the enemy, what will happen to us? To our homes, our farms, everything we've worked so hard to build. Lives and communities and histories, all reduced to ash by these merciless villains. I heard Val Wuk Lamat is planning to address the people, but what's the point? What can she and her brother possibly have to say? Yo, they're gonna say some wicked words. Get yourself down there. Really? The Dawn servants have a plan already? They've lost so much, yet they're prepared to carry on. And standing around worrying about what's to come will change nothing. It would be a lie to say I'm hopeful for the future, but I will go hear what they intend to do. Not really, Haley. No, it didn't really. It didn't. The odd, like, there was the odd trailer that made us go, huh, or, or, oh. But mostly it was, or, or not again, or, Do you know what I mean? Does this guy not know that it's Tuesday? They've got some words to say. Always makes you super excited to buy, I find. Oh yeah, Love, Death, Robots, but for game IPs. Yeah, there's going to be a new TV show by the creator of Love, Death, and Robots, which apparently I now have to watch. Which is interesting that, for Lakata, one of the most interesting things in a Gamescom presentation was the announcement of a TV show. I find that interesting. Not in a bad way. It's no criticism. It is just interesting that that is the state that things are in. It's not safe here, not anymore. I could try to leave Tural, but where else is there to go? You look like the well-traveled sort. Please, I can't stay here, but I fear nowhere in Tural is beyond the enemy's reach. What of the lands across the salt? Yo, listen, go over there. Go. Oh, I know. Even if I ran, I know I'd regret it in the end. I love Tural. This is my home, and I know the Dawn servants would give their lives to defend her. I will put my faith in them and listen to what they have to say. They reanimated the corpse of Peter Molyneux. Yeah, they rolled him back. So Haley, you've worked in the journalism industry, of course, and so you will be familiar. Maybe I'm assuming a lot here, but maybe you'll be familiar with the Peter Molyneux cycle of promises. Peter Molyneux's tendency to overpromise what a game will be capable of, and then watch as that game is either cancelled, shut down, or just does not at all live up to the hype. And we're at the start of a new cycle. Lost your voice, probably for the best. You would have... I'm not going to say anything, but yeah. But yeah. He had a few good games. Whoa, whoa, what's happened to my frames all of a sudden? Whoa, frames? Maybe it's just all the people in this area. For some reason, my frames are dropping. Like, oh, what's going on? The wares are mostly intact. Glad tidings for my clients. Oh, sorry, friend, but I've no time to spare. Lamat and Kona will soon be giving their public address, and I have to finish taking inventory before then. Given the circumstances, it must be quite important. You want to be there as well. I remember how very, very disappointed I was in Fable 3. Like, how crushingly disappointed I was. I actually quite liked Fable 1. And I relatively liked Fable 2. I actually preferred Fable 1, but I did like Fable 2 as well. And then Fable 3 just absolutely shattered my respect for that series. I can't leave now. What if those soldiers come back? And what are those strange machines looming overhead? Oh, gods, I have so many questions. Yo, get your questions answered down there. The lady's going to sort them out for you. I see. It would put my mind at ease to learn something. Anything of the threat we face. All right, then. I'll go to the Winged Walk. Thank you. I feel better already, and likely better still want to hear what the Dawn Servants have to say. The ghost of Molyneux haunting your bad review. Pirates of Black and White as a team. Wasn't going to tell him that. I still have Black and White somewhere on CD. Here it is. I still got it. I wonder if this would install. I wonder if this would even install. Little catalogue of other games that you can buy. CD. I'm not going to show you the inside of the case because it has the code, but it has the license code. But yeah, I still have that. It does not play well with modern hardware, though. There we are, then. Oh, phew. Cleaning up is tiring work. You've been busy helping us as well, I'm guessing. Right now, it's tough for everyone, but Tuli Hyolal won't succumb to this. With the new Dawn Servants protecting leaders, we'll get through it together. It was a fantastic game, though. I mean, it's games like that he's riding the coattails on still. That, Dungeon Keeper, Fable 1. Absolutely still riding the coattails of those games. I need to stock up on food and medicine as much as I can. And what else is there? I can't afford to forget anything. Toilet paper. Don't forget toilet paper. They're the first to go in the shops in a pandemic. Oh, sorry, sir, but I'm busy. Too much to do and too little time. There's no telling when those stone men will return. I've got to get out of here and find somewhere safe. Yo, listen, chill, put your toilet paper down, go listen to speech. Lamat wants to speak to us. Perhaps she's a plan then. I suppose there's no harm in hearing what she has to say. Everyone's very reasonably willing to go listen to what Lamat's got to say. Theme Park and Dungeon Keeper, yeah. The new game looks like a bit of a mashup of all of his old games, like it looked like Black and White Dungeon Keeper crossover. Yeah. Whatever it is, I don't have time. I have to finish repairing this cart. There's only so much I can carry on my back. When those hollow devils come again, I need to be ready. Lamat and Kona meanwhile, but they're young and inexperienced. They can barely look after themselves. If we're to survive, I do not know if we can count on them. Look forward to being disappointed. Literally, it looked like a 20-year-old game. I didn't really rate it. It looked like a 20-year-old game. Like all the mechanics, it was like some of the mechanics were like you can feed your villagers anything, even rats. And it's like, okay, well, first of all, we're not going to be able to feed them anything. That's a classic Peter Molyneuxism. Secondly, you can eat rats in like tons of games. That's not like a selling point. And then there was like, oh, you can make your weapons out of things, even a loaf of bread, but it won't be very effective. So you can make joke weapons, basically. Okay, great. But, you know, the actual game was a building simulator thing, a bit like, a little bit like Black and White, like a god simulator, where at nighttime the town gets attacked and you have to defend it. 100% they did bread sword because they realized they wouldn't be allowed to show the pork sword in a promo video. Maybe that was the initial draft. They're going to strike back at the enemy, so they're resolved to face this. Maybe it's too early to think of running. Alright, I'll go and hear their address. Why have we not failed to convince anyone? Everyone's just like being totally reasonable and being like, yo, yeah, I'll go listen. Why not? Ooh. Oh, how am I yawning? I've had like 2 coffees and a tea. Wait. I just spotted something very, very important. There's like a really, really important quest that I have to do around here. Gavolja, give me your card. Oh shit, it's reverse. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, okay. I can make this work. It's fine. Oh no. Somehow I still won that. Roulette, chaos. Oh. Wait, no. Where did it say that it was reverse? Oh, it's roulette. It's because of roulette. We don't know what the rule's going to be. That was just bad luck. So glad you don't lose cards. Never been to Gamescom. From what I hear, it's exhausting. It's interesting, isn't it? It is interesting. Why? What a terrible start. Oh my god, what? What has happened here? This is like... That was a terrible game. Oh god. I just got humiliated. Alright, this time build from the bottom up, not from the top down. Oh. Oh, crap. There. You'll take the easy side. Eventually, I'll use a Shola to take that back, and that gives me this corner. Right. Okay, now we're on to something here. Now I'll use you to take that. That's secure. This one will be taken. Yep, that's what I thought. I can't really take that back just now, so we're just going to play it safe. We're going to go here. Oh, no, he did it. Oh, he got me. Second photo of the day, Rin. It didn't work. I don't know why that happens. I really don't get why that's happening. That for some reason, the second photo of the day, only the second photo of the day, only the second photo of the day. The next one will work. Damn, I should have played that next to Ruby Weapon. That was an error because I was distracted. Oh, it's reverse again. Ah, look, see, I've absolutely screwed this now. I can take those two. Okay, that was fine. Maybe a recall problem. Well, after the second pictures, Sodeo, it's fine. We tested it yesterday. Doesn't like functional redeems, even if they're safer for his anti-redeem stream. Yeah, I mean, why have things that work? If anything, I'm going to blame Andy Lippy because he made that one. Okay. 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 Yeah. Still didn't get the card. One more victory. I'll take one more victory on him. And then we'll save him for another day. 3 wins. It's always 3 wins. Oh, bastard. Okay, no, that's fine. Okay, let's play aggressively. Let's take that one. He's gonna take. Yeah, I can't really take it back. Oh! That worked! Still didn't get the card. Okay, but that worked. Alright, I'll come back for you one day, sir. We'll play again. Thought you made it yourself. It's pretty simple to spin your own version. Yeah, I could probably make it myself, but why make self do when other do job for me? James having any problem with stream throws Andy under the bus. Exactly. James having a functional stream. Oh wait, that doesn't happen. Except when I literally turn everything off. If I turn Polaroid off, I've got a perfectly functional stream, right? Then there is no issue. Actually, you guys could take all the Polaroids you want because I'm actually using them at the moment. I've found a legitimate use for Polaroids, and that is for making my YouTube thumbnails. Today I made 2, and I've started on my 3rd. I'm getting ready for Endwalker. I'm not getting ready for Endwalker. I mean, I've already finished Endwalker, but I'm going to be releasing the Endwalker series on YouTube. So what I've been doing, if I take episode 1 here, and I share this with you guys in some way, I'm sure I can do it in some way. Ah, I know the way I can do it. So the picture of me is from one of the Polaroids. I can't remember which one it was, but I look. I'll use that. Maybe. I'm a bit low down, aren't I? I need to be higher up in those Polaroids. Like I need the camera to angle more down. I'm a bit too low. I'm a bit too low. But yeah, this is pulled from one of the Polaroid pictures because they all save. What basically happens, the way they get to Discord is every one of those pictures saves to my computer and then uploads to Discord. So I've got a folder with all of the Polaroids you guys have ever taken since I set up the Discord integration. So I've used it to create this and this one as well. I made today too. This one is from, actually this one is from last night. You know when you guys were spamming Polaroids yesterday? at the start of stream. That one is from last night. So yeah, I'm legitimately going to use those Polaroids. Give me a nice range of reaction faces that I can throw onto a YouTube thumbnail, without me having to then awkwardly pose in my own house and take pictures of myself. It just works. It's fantastic. It's a great idea if you ask my opinion. No one ever does ask my opinion on things, but yeah, I think it's a good idea. Anyway. Calm down. I mean, it's funny that you say Todd Howard, because me saying it just works when things very rarely work around here is quite suitable. It looks like you brought quite a few people. Thank you. Alice had actually returned ahead of you, but upon hearing that you were still out there, she decided she was unsatisfied with her own efforts and left again. My apologies for involving you all in Terralia. Is he kidding me? We've been playing over half the expansion and now he's apologizing for involving us in the... Oh my god. We're simply helping dear friends in need. Having traveled the lands of Terral, sharing in the rich cultures of your people, I can see it no other way. What's more, Zoral Jar and his army pose a threat not only to Terral, but to the Star as a whole. We will stand with you to protect what you hold dear. Thank you. I don't expect you've had much, if any, rest. How are you holding up? I'm fine, thanks to a little encouragement from James. They seem to have got over their dad's death pretty quickly. You needn't worry about me either. Whatever weariness I feel is no match for my desire to protect my people. We will restore peace to the nation and preserve our father's legacy. And it begins by speaking to the people from our hearts. Right. We need to see to a few things first, but feel free to go ahead to the plaza and wait. I can't help but feel there's a missed opportunity with Lamat here. I'll talk about it after the cutscene. I did talk about it a little bit yesterday. Their father raised them well. Maybe this is the point they're going to make. That he did. You never even met him, you long-necked. Wind your neck in. Execution. Well, no. I mean, what I was talking about yesterday was Lamat's reaction to things. And the fact that the Warrior of Light did literally nothing during the scene that happened yesterday. And I think it would have played out better if the Warrior of Light wasn't there. And Lamat refers to the fact that she asked him to, like, be around for her, to, like, help her. And then that scene happens, he's not there, and she gets angry at him. And, like, she could be going on a whole berserker rage thing now. She's a warrior, right? She could go on a whole berserker rage thing, and our job could be to make her stand down. Don't do anything rash, Lamat. I know you're angry. And she'd be like, where were you, though? Where were you?
Are you all right?
I just feel there's a missed opportunity for, like, that extra connection.
I'm ready for it. The fear, sadness, and anger. Everything.
But maybe they're going down the track of, you know, her dad's taught her well. She's mature enough now. Maybe that's the way they're going.
I am the reason to your resolve. But more than that, I am your brother. You needn't bear this burden alone. Remember that.
Yeah, trauma bond. I feel like she's not... I feel like it's just something that's happened. Like, the Warrior of Light was literally stood there. And because what? The guy said, don't interfere. I'm sorry. were we not the ones who went to the end of the universe and saved the world through the power of friggin' friendship?
As you likely already know, my father, our former Dawn servant, lost his life in the recent attack. He challenged the enemy leader to a duel and fought with skill and valor. And for a moment, we believed he had won. But wielding an unknown power, his foe returned from death and struck him down. I could only watch as this happened. I could not tarnish my father's honor by interfering. Many of you have suffered terribly. You've taken wounds. You've lost friends and family. As vow of resolve, I failed in my duty to protect you. Words can't express the shame and regret I feel.
Even if you didn't want to interfere in the fight, there was nothing to stop them from preventing him leaving. Most of the Scions were there. We could have stopped him from leaving.
And as much as it pains me to reveal this, the enemy leader was none other than my brother Zoralsha.
Oh, what?
I saw him.
Yeah, I saw him too. Yeah,
We believe he staged the attack from Yasulani, which has been encased within a mysterious dome. I know that you're concerned for your loved ones there as well. But mark my words, I won't let Zoralja torment us any further. Our father gave his life to protect our nation, and I'm prepared to do the same.
You say that, but those metal monstrosities are still up there in the sky.
They're actually made of
What are you going to
stone.
do about them?
They're actually stone monstrosities, son.
The enemy is still on our doorstep, and waiting for them to strike again accomplishes nothing. That's why we're going to strike first. We are going to take the battle straight to Zoralja and put an end to it all.
And while my sister sallies forth, I will take charge of the city's defenses. Not another soul will come to harm. We swear to you.
Don't make promises that you have no control over. That's a bad idea.
Like our father before us,
If they're attacked, even if they win now, he's gonna look like a liar.
To restore peace to our nation. So please, have patience and faith.
Even if they win, if even a single person is injured, he is now going to be made out to be a liar. Bad idea. Hello.
So the resolve goes on the attack, while reason shores up the defenses. Sounds like a fine plan.
You gonna come with us?
Needless to say, you can count on my sword. Dural's my home, and I'll do my part for it.
Hear, hear, brother.
That makes two of us. Or was that two of we? Never mind that.
His character has 180'd as well.
What of the rest of you? Will you let others do the work? Or will you do your part and fight?
He's suddenly gone from this chaotic, rebellious, don't give a crap to this super patriotic. Oh, look, he's happy again. Oh, I love it when he's happy.
Because we're united. We'll stand with you and weather this storm.
I love it when that bird's happy. It's so fun.
He's right. This is our nation, and it falls to us to protect it.
We'll fight too, for Tuliolan.
Me too! Me too!
We're all together in this.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
We've already learned much about our foe, and we will continue to learn more. In time, we will have the means to make their warships fall from the sky. When we join hands with our countrymen and our allies from afar, we're stronger than we dare to hope.
I bet you he's going to get in touch with
Together,
Sid,
let us show the
Sid
enemy
Garland,
the might of Tuli Yolal.
to erect another one of Hian's big force field things around the city. That's what he's going to do. He's going to use technology to create a barrier to protect them from attack.
You are the beating heart of our nation. Each and every one of you.
Promise something more realistic, like free tacos for everyone? He should. That's totally correct. James being miserable, ranting about a character doing a complete 180. He looked like a happy
Uncertain days
burb.
lie ahead.
Really much.
For now, I ask you to persevere. To go about your lives as you always do. Only then can we ensure we have the resources to see our nation through these trials.
Yeah, but I'm consistent at least. I'm consistent.
And when the time comes, we will strike.
To Raleigh Taco Tuesday.
Tuliyola will not fall. We will prevail, and peace and happiness will be ours again.
I'm consistent. Every day is Taco Tuesday for James in the Lavelia household. That's the day that Mr. Lavelia works late. I'm getting a new pair of shoes. Listening to Lamat and Kona, I was reminded of my time in the First. While the Exarch was no king, I haven't found myself speaking before the people of the Crystarium in like manner, and through their deeds, they answered me. The people of Toral, too, will rise to the occasion. This I can tell. Let's get these disgusting boots on, then. I need to desynth some stuff. I've got way too much. Okay, they're not too bad. They're not as bad as I thought they'd be. Still a bit metal. But they're not as bad as the plain bit of armor on its own. So I'll give it that. I had to glam it. I couldn't go round wearing that thing. It was just embarrassing. It was just embarrassing. It couldn't be done. It is a BDSM set. Well, the hour of our departure is at hand. Those of us remaining here shall accompany you part of the way. I, for one, would like to see the dome firsthand. We set forth as soon as everyone is ready. I will inform Lamat that... There you all are. Ah, Lamat ye. 669. We were just planning to call on you. Are you ready to leave? I am. Seeing the people come together as one, knowing they haven't given up hope, it was all the encouragement I could ask for. That was not a joke, is it really? Maybe that's why they did it. Right then, let's get going. We leave from the Jacques Tourelle Skygate. Hey, that's the one that's near the Triple Triad player. So we can have another couple of matches with him before we head out. Because as is the rule, if we pass the Triple Triad player, and we don't have the card, 3 victories. 3 victories must be won to pass or win his card, which is the ideal. We want to win the card. He's got Lamat's axe. It's the same axe. I want this card because then I can same across these two. But it's not giving me it. Ah, I've lost the chance now. If I go here, it's a risk that he's gonna same off one of these corners. I've got no choice. 1 win, 2 more to go. Oh, why does it make me start with bloody... Shantoto's supposed to be like my all-rounder card, my backup card. And for some reason, the game keeps chaotically, randomly making me use this one first, which is like the absolute worst one to like go first with. Two for one. That works. Got it. Galul Jar Jar. He is mine. That's another card in the bank. Triple Triad. Done. On to the next one. So you were saying the item level is 669. Oh, well, I'm at 664. I must be I think I'm missing the gloves. But yeah, the item level is 669. Good lord. And the level is 96, which is what number backwards? The item level is 669, but the equip level is 96. I see, I see. Everyone's here? Good. This is it, my friends. We go to strike down Zoral Jar and secure peace for Tuli Hyolal. We'll be passing through Shaloni, where there have been reports of enemy movement, so stay sharp. So when we go into Shaloni, I'm hoping that we have an Ether Current quest, and I'm hoping that we're going to get an MSQ pretty soon, which gives me the final Ether Current that I need for this area, which will enable flight. Ooh, the ship's here too. The Lance Guard had told me about them. They emerged from the dome in quick succession and took to looming overhead. A display of force like the vessels in Tuliolal. Indeed, and while I haven't taken any aggressive actions, I want to see how things are in the area before moving on. No, they've done it on purpose, Darth, for sure. I'm sure they have. We'll be passing a few settlements on the way to Shaloni Station. It's the perfect opportunity to look around. In that case, James and I know a few locals who can help. Yeah, do you remember when we came here and we were on an adventure and we'd left everyone behind and it was fun? Now let's divide into 2 groups. Erenville, Alice, and James will come with me to inquire with the locals. Meanwhile, the rest of you can go and inspect the dome. The second-rate scions. Understood. Once everyone is finished, let us reconvene at Shaloni Station. We can start with Husatawi. Husatawi. That's where the Dustwatch is based, if I remember correctly. You do. The Sheriff, Kamarka, should be able to tell us a few things. Whoa! Oh, no, that's not the road. Ah! Oh, it's a tank. And not a good tank. Oh, it's you two. And I'll be Val Lamat as well. You're the sheriff of the Dustwatch, yes? What's the situation here in Husatawi? Well, the enemy hasn't tried to pick a fight with us yet. The ships gave us a shock when they first appeared, and they've just been floating there, holding position. That said, I've received some unsettling reports from elsewhere. We've been investigating to the extent we can, but we're spread thin and haven't looked in on Shishinawetsi? Was that how they said it yesterday? Shishinawetsi? Shishinawetsi? I think that's how they said it, right? Shishinawetsi. Shishinawetsi. That said, I've received some unsettling reports from elsewhere. We've been investigating to the extent we can, but we're spread thin and haven't looked in on Shishinawetsi Springs yet. Apparently, mechanical soldiers were seen in the vicinity. What? If this is true, then the people there are in danger. I worry about the other townships as well. If the rest of you could head to the springs, I'll pay a visit to Mawahetsone. I'll accompany Erinville. See you all in a while. Are you happy to have Lamat with you again? Things were getting dull without the main character. No, I was saying yesterday how refreshing it was not to have people with me. Now the bloody gang's back together. Nailed. Thanks, Gags. Shishinawetsi. You know how you can remember it? Shusha Nawezi. Shusha Nawetsi. As in, shush, no way. Shush. Nawetsi. Nawetsi. This way? I would like it if the roads were more clear on the maps so I could follow them, as opposed to not being on the maps at all. Saying that, I actually didn't need to drive, did I? I could have just teleported to this place, but it's more authentic to drive it. Feels more authentic. And all clear this way. The mechanical soldiers don't seem to be in the area. Still, we should talk to the locals. Let's each make rounds and see what we can learn. My guess is after this quest finishes, the Ether Current quest will open up. But that is but a guess. Oh, you're the one who helped us the other day. Walika and the others are out investigating, and they've confirmed that Nitowiki is safe. It was after the train had begun its journey back here that the dome appeared. So those who were riding in the train then are fine. But we don't know what's become of those who disembarked in Yasulani. Oh, what a mess. And just after we finished fixing the tracks. Not really a trailblazer. I try. Oh, hey. Hey, look at this now. What's this here? The mechanical soldier shows no signs of life. It appears to have been run through with a polearm. That'll do it. That'll do it. Hey, uppy Yarty, how's it going? Long time no see. James, you came! As you can see, we're doing alright. After those ships appeared in the sky, soldiers clad in white showed up and surrounded the town. But to our surprise and relief, a traveler came along and dealt with them all in a flash. I'll never forget the way he sawed through the spear in hand. Shame I never had the chance to ask his name. We're all safe thanks to him, but I can't say the same for those in Yasalani. We haven't heard from anyone there. I hope Namika is well. Estinian. Estinian's been here. I should have guessed when they said polearm. At first I thought it was just a peasant using like a spear, but nope. It's Estinian. I should have known. You heard about the spearman as well? That couldn't be anyone else. What's this? Someone spreading more gossip about me? There he is. Talk of how I saved the town travels fast. That's not to discount the help of my friend here, of course. We gave those machines a real beating. I thought you'd come sooner or later. Do you know what's happening? So you were indeed the one keeping the people safe. Thank you. Think nothing of it. The automata aren't particularly strong. But are the rumors true? Galul Jar Jar is slain. I'm afraid so. Zoral Jar used some dirty trick to get the better of him. We'll make him pay for what he's done, mark my words. You're going to help her, I assume? We've reformed the Scions, mate. I see. With your contingent, you won't lack for strength. In which case, I will remain in Charloni and keep an eye on things. That helps us more than you know. I'll send word to my brother before we set off. If you find yourself in trouble, don't hesitate to contact Kona. Kona? Brother? Wait a second. You're the Vow of Resolve. I am. And you're Zakawa, right? I'll be counting on you to keep everyone here safe. Absolutely. If more of those hollow men show up, I'll send them packing. I'm the fastest gun in Shaloni, after all. James can attest to that. Maybe after me. Glad to hear it. We leave Shaloni in your capable hands. Let's get patrolling right away, then. Stay safe out there, and don't do anything reckless. Says fucking eyeball man. Wasted words, eh? Just do what comes naturally. Shush! Alright then, it's time we headed to the station and join the others. Ah, Ether Current, I knew it. This is the last one of these in its own quest, and then we're just waiting for the MSQ one to show up, which is normally before we're about to leave this area. This is a sign that we're close to the end of the quests for this whole area. Look, I'm ready. I want to fly. Someone's just sat up there. Oh no! Oh no, I'm being chased by cactuses. Now leave me alone! Anyone lagging? I am not dropping any frames, and my bit rate for once looks completely stable. So, nope, I'm all good. Where's this? Oh, there. By the way, has anyone, is anyone familiar? Hang on, let me find this leaflet a sec. For those of you in the UK, I need to ask advice. Are any of you familiar with community fiber broadband? Community fiber. Anyone ever heard or had any dealings with them? I had one of them knock on my door today, and he's offered us 6 months of free internet, 1 gigabytes per second, upload and download. Community Fiber, it's called. I haven't done any research on them yet, but they're apparently a direct-to-door fiber connection. So like super fast, and 6 months free internet, followed by £26 a month. Which seems, it's one of those things, you know, they say if something's too good to be true, it usually is. It feels like that. That's it. See, Haley said exactly the same thing. Haley said exactly the same thing that I've just said. I'm with Grain, who is one of those companies, but not the same one. How has it been? Like, apparently they're not for profit, right? Because these guys are involved in setting up the infrastructure, it's more they want to get the infrastructure in place rather than... I don't know. I don't really get how it works. I need to do research on it. Can you repeat that deal? So it's a company called Community Fiber. Apparently they're only in London. Community Fiber, London's best quality broadband. It's going to be 1 gigabyte per second up and down, and it's £26 per month after 6 months free. So you get 6 months free, and then it's 26 a month. You got the same thing from a girl who knocked a few months back. Did you take it? Excellent when you can't decide what to play.
Hello there.
Interesting. Zayas, yo, hello there. Zayas, long neck boy's back. Look. Look at just the unnatural curvature, though. You and Gra reunited at last. I was ecstatic when I saw him. I was absolutely ecstatic. I'm surprised no one clipped it. Cool, the main character's finally here. I need to renegotiate with Virgin Media soon. Can't wait. Well, our contract is up with Virgin, which is why I'm considering this. 6 months free. I mean, I could stay with Virgin for a couple of months. If this doesn't work out, I could just cancel it, I guess. And we just have 2 connections into the house for a short while. So I could use the 6 months to trial it and see. Just see what the connection's like and then drop it. You had a long time running complaint with... I mean, sometimes you've seen what some of the stream issues I sometimes have with my ISP. Where like randomly it, you know, it just won't upload. My upload will be throttled. Just random stuff like that sometimes. So I don't know. I'm going to do some research. I'm going to look into it, but it looks tempting. I may check it out and let you guys know how it goes. Thanks to Estinian, there were no casualties to speak of in Charloni. The Hetsara was safe as well. At the very least, there were no sightings of soldiers there. What about the dome? Did you learn anything of note? It is composed of exceedingly high concentrations of lightning energy. To even touch the barrier would prove fatal. When approaching it, we must exercise all caution. They made me pay for it before telling me actually we don't have it in your area. That sucks. Then how are we supposed to get inside? If Sir Al-Jar and his army emerge from within, there ought to be an entrance. An entrance, you say? It so happens we might have an inkling where one is. These are the engineers of Jacques Tural Railing, which operates the train between Shaloni and Yasulani. When we went out to recover the train, we had ourselves a look at the dome through a telescope. It was then that we saw it. A large fortress-like structure that looked like it straddled the dome's edge. You're telling us part of it is inside and part of it outside? That seemed to be the case, yeah. While we only observed from afar, the soldiers were coming and going from it. From that, I'd say, serves as a passage between the outside world and whatever's inside. But as you'd expect, the area was heavily defended. It won't be easy to get near. Do you know what became of the passengers who went to Yasulani? Lamat's nursemaid was among them, a woman named Namika. Bloody this Namika, first it's her bracelet, then it's her, and I'm getting lost all over the place. What? I'm afraid not. Only those passengers who are headed back here are accounted for. I can say for a fact that everything was fine when we arrived in Yasulani. But when that big tremor struck not long after we left the station, I hit the emergency brakes and looked back, and all I could see was the dome. What's more, the fortress sits right on the tracks of all places. What are the odds of that, eh? Virgin gave your friend a lot of trouble. They switched to BT for fiber, slightly lower speed, but much more reliable for them, which is important when working from home, yeah. Assuming this fortress serves as a means to pass through the dome, we should first determine how we're to reach it undetected. I don't care if we're detected. I say we smash our way inside. Despite how it sounds, I actually gave this some thought. Sir Al-Jar wants me to prove I'm father's worthy successor. If I fail, he'll destroy Tuliholel. By charging in head-on, I make my intentions plain as day, and in so doing, keep his eyes on me. A bold strategy. I like it. Oh, of course, your plan will be no good if you cut down before reaching their base. All you need is something that'll get you there quick and break through their defenses in a single decisive blow. And we have just that. It's a train! We're going on a train! Since the tracks go straight to the fortress, we can reinforce our train with armor, load her with all the fuel she'll carry, and send her hurtling at it to explode on impact. Oh, the beautiful train. Chief, have you gone insane? You were just saying how relieved you were the train's in one piece, and now you want to turn it into a bomb? The train's not important. Our dream was to have railroads running from coast to coast, remember? If these invaders have their way, there may not be any more railroads, let alone trains to run on them. Is that what you want? It's a sacrifice we have to make. That's a little cheeky smile. These good folks are willing to put their lives on the line to get them inside that dome and put a stop to all this. The least we can do is help them. But Chief... Listen, no matter how hard things may get, no matter how many times we fall, we can always get back up. As long as we're alive, we can always build another train. So have faith and quit your complaining. But what if we fall really, really hard? There's no getting back up if we're dead. No one's dying on this train. I'll see to it myself. Needless to say, this will be a one-way trip, and we'll need to jump off at the last moment if we don't want to go out in a blaze of glory. What? No, no, no. Why do we have to be on the train? Wait a second. No one's thinking this through. Why don't we travel ahead, get in position, let the train do its job without anyone being on board it, let the train explode without being on the train, and then once it's done its job, go in the gap? Why would we be on the train that's going to explode? Why would we do that? That's a terrible idea. Sorry, who's going to blow? Oh yeah, Barry likes trains. Sorry, Barry. What a time for you to come in. You all right with that? There's no change in her mind, is there? Just promise me you'll be careful out there, honey. We'll keep your wife safe, we promise. I'll hold you to it. Can't start a family business without her, much less a family. It'd be a lie to say the loss of the train doesn't concern me. But with good friends and my loving wife beside me, that's all I really need in the end. He's just trying to win brownie points with his wife now. Well, at least it'll go down as the legendary train that saved Toral. That it will, but first we've got work to do so she'll look the part. I don't know much about Magitech, but if there's anything I can do to help, you need but say the word. We'll keep that in mind. If any of you are willing and able to help to lend a hand, there's work that needs doing over at the storehouse. It seems we have a path forward. I believe this is a good time for me to return to Tuliolal and inform Kona of the situation. I shall return as well. I have new investigations to pursue. Surely she wants to see the gate. The dome's elemental aspect is similar to that of the gate in the Golden City. If we can identify a connection, we may learn something of use in our fight. It's one mystery after the next, but at least we're not without clues. It may not be easy, but I know we can get through this together. The power of friendship. And Graha. Even only having just met them, I can see how important the train is to Walika and the engineers. Good night, Haley. Have a good night. We can't let their sacrifice be for nothing. Dream of stealing fairy flutes all you can. Yo, we just got to level 98. Two more to go for my second level 100 job. While I have no objection to the plan itself, I have one concern. How can we be certain Zoral Jar will not strike Tuliolal in retaliation? I considered the possibility, but when my brother told me to come and prove myself, he meant it. He wants to show that his kingdom is superior to Tuliolal, and it'll give him no satisfaction to attack when he knows I'm not there. No, he'll be waiting inside the dome, waiting for us to challenge him, so he can crush us and prove his strength. Indeed, if anything, we're more likely to put Tuliolal in danger by not taking the fight to him. So we indulge Zoral Jar, at least until Tuliolal has shored up its defenses. Right, we'll charge him from the front and keep his eyes on us, during which time Kona will find a way to fortify Tuliolal. If you believe this is the best course, then we shall trust in your judgment. I expect there will be no small amount of enemy resistance, but we will do all in our power to assist you. Thank you. Well, time is of the essence. Let's go and see what's left to be done for the train. Hey, Gynahack Games, how's it going? How fares you this day? Looks like work is getting underway. We'll finish in no time at all. So what can we do to help? No need to hold back. As I understand it, the two of you met your first share of craftsmen during the Rite of Succession. Would you happen to know if you would be willing to come and help us complete modifications to the train? Of course. What sort of craftsman did you have in mind? Let's see now. How was Gamescom? The show itself was fine, but the trailers, too much anime, too many clones of other successful games. A couple of little highlights. Civ 7 was announced. There was a Borderlands 4 announcement. There was an amazing trailer for Goat Simulator remastered. The game itself, don't really care about, but the trailer was amazing. Nothing really stood out as like, wow, this is something I have to like drop everything and get. Do you know what I mean? Perhaps my greatest concern is keeping the train safe from enemy attacks. Even with you all aboard to fend them off, it'd be over in an instant if they managed to get just one good hit on the ceruleum tanks. According to eyewitnesses, the soldiers use lightning-based weapons, so I have a mind to install grounding rods. Would you happen to know a carpenter who can handle that? I'm a carpenter. We could ask the fellow with a fetish for formalities. Heh, you mean Wok Evu? While he has his quirks, there's no questioning his carpentry. A master carpenter from Okanu, eh? If they'd be willing, we'd be glad to have him. I don't want to talk to him though. Can someone else go get him? But we'll need more than just the carpenter if we want this done in a timely fashion. We got a lot of equipment that needs moving. Heavy equipment. I don't suppose you know anyone up to the task. He was the goldsmith, right? So who's Zermerwa? Who was Zermerwa? Who was Zermerwa? Which one was he? Oh, then it's him. Yeah, Zermerwa can help. Zermerwa would be perfect. We'd be hard-pressed to find folks stronger than the Yokwi, and I'm sure he'd be willing to help. You're friends with the Yokwi? I'll be damned. We'll not want for strength with help like that. Next, I'd like to outfit the train with some powerful weaponry of its own. Like as not, the soldiers will be riding their flying vessels. We'll need countermeasures to deal with them. That's true. I, for one, can't use magic, nor am I handy with a firearm like my brother. Any ideas for ranged weapons we can use? Ballistas on the train. Big ones! Ballistas, eh? While they'd be powerful, it seems to me it'd take too long to reload between shots. If there was some sort of ballista that could reload quickly, then that might work, but weapons aren't exactly my field of expertise. Perhaps I can be of assistance. Grahar over there. Well, just sticking his neck out again, eh? Here we go again. I thought he was taking a back seat this expansion. The Crystarium employed etheric cannons for its defenses, and I see no reason why the design cannot be adopted for your train. While I did not conceive them myself, I know their design. It should be possible to build them here, provided we have the requisite materials and skilled smiths. Now that sounds like something Fongentain can help with. What are the materials we need? He's been waiting for the moment to steal your thunder. What's left of it after Lamat's had her fingers all over it? The barrel can be fashioned from any metal, so long as it's highly conductive to ether. To power the cannon, we'll require fire-aspected crystals of the highest purity. Fire crystals, eh? Might be as the miners over at Springs can help with that. Then if I could leave the crystals and smiths in everyone's hands, I shall get started drawing up the schematics. Right then, I'll secure us the smiths. In the meantime, could you deal with the materials? Shenza is in charge of our supplies, so it might be good to talk to him about it first. Well, I think we're set for a plan. Thanks for the consultation. Now let's get this train dressed up and give her the proper farewell she deserves. I just want an ether current so I can fly. The plan's coming together. To make good speed, I'm going to try and enlist some more help from among our friends back in Dawntrail. I'll leave the materials in your care. I think I shall send Shenza over in the southeast. Southeast, where did you go? Oh, not that far. It's literally right next to us. That should be enough lumber for the armor. What else do we need? Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. What can I do for you? Etheric cannons. Interesting. I have an idea where we can get conductive material, so I'll take care of it. I'm not sure about the fire crystals, though. Might be best if you spoke directly with a miner. Can I leave that to you? Great. You're friends with Liate, aren't you? One of the best miners around. If anyone can get you the crystals you're after, it's her. They did, but then right at the end of the trailer for the space buggy, so they spent a long time, actually they spent so long talking about the space buggy that for a while I thought it was a trailer for a car in like a racing game in space. Like, I was confused what the game actually was, and it was only when other people were like, oh, that's Starfield. I was like, oh, right, okay. So it's not a racing game. So that's how far they leaned into the bugginess of the trailer. And then right at the end, for about 3 or 4 seconds, they had an announcement for a new expansion. But no details about the expansion. Oh, James, what brings you around these parts? That annoyed you so much? The purest fire crystals, you say? I think I heard tell about them before, but what was that about? Please, 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 ether current. Ether current, please be the ether current. Yeah, we're gonna fly! Now I remember, Cerule and Alice. You can find them to the south of town. They actually ingest fire crystals and keep them in their gut, if you can believe. If you want the purest crystals, though, you'll have to go after the oldest, toughest Alice. Nothing you can't handle, right? I'll show you where you can find some to hunt. Looking forward to seeing why Erenville thinks so highly of you. Flicking through it, completely missed the X part. Must have literally been... Yeah, it was like right at the end of the trailer, and literally only for like a brief matter of seconds. Took ages to explore planets that basically had nothing on them. We wanted more content, not more... Well, at least you can find out they've got nothing on them faster. Kind of had. She said the same thing. It's what you said during the trailer. It's just the first thought that comes to mind, right? There's quite a lot of fiery wildlife in these parts. We think it's due to the cerulean, but no one can say for sure. Still, it's not often that you see the bigger dominating sort, and that's what you need. What you'll have to do is hunt down a few of that kind. Establish yourself as a threat. That's known to draw out the leader. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. That's the spirit. While you're on the hunt, I'll keep watching nearby to make sure no hapless travelers come stumbling in. So, yeah, we need to watch... Me and Vicky will watch that TV show and see what it's all about. No. Oh, cock it. I did the wrong button as well. Don't have anything to say for Starfield. Not played it itself. Just hear disappointments. Yeah, I've not played. I would like to have. There's so many games I would like to play. Starfield's the sort of game I probably would have played on release if I wasn't a streamer. I would have used my free time that I use for streaming to play Starfield probably. But yeah. Playing Persona 3 while logging into 14 for no apparent reason. Still don't fully understand. It's a TV show. So Secret Level is a TV show that's going to be based on a variety of different games. It looks quite interesting. Damn it, I didn't stun him in time. I forgot where stun was on my hotbars. Any lawsuit will be accepted and taken to court, right? As long as there's enough money behind it. Amazing! You dealt with the beast in no time at all. You need the crystals delivered to Shenza? I'll see that he gets it. These fire crystals are for the train, aren't they? I heard about your plans to enter the dome. I want to thank you for going to such lengths to stop these invaders. And though he'd grumble if he knew I was asking this, please take care of Eleneshpia. Anyway, I best be on my way. And you as well. In case you're going to meet her, I saw Lamat heading for the station. The lawsuit is that content is locked behind impossible content for a game, so some guy needs to get good. Oh my god, amazing. I can't play the game good enough, and so I can't access the content that you need to be strong enough and good enough at the game to play to be able to get to the... I can't do it. Oh, that reminds me, there was a trailer for a... okay, I mustn't forget about this. There was a trailer featuring Ben Starr. I can't remember what the name of the game was now off the top of my head, but Ben Starr has a new game coming out, which is like an action RPG anime thing, though. Something Berserker? I can't remember. Shenza told me you got the crystals for him. Good work. I've just returned from looking for extra help. We'll see in a moment who answers the call. Ghostbusters! All will be in readiness for them when they arrive. Damn it, I'm idle for a moment and all I can think about is my home. Keep your chin up, Erenville. We'll be on our way soon. We'll find your mother. It'll be good to see her after all these years. There's so much I'd like to ask her about her time together with Papa. She was here for that, Laketta. Oh, she'll talk your ears off. Once my mother starts, there's no stopping her. I wouldn't want it any other way. Is that the name of the game? Claire Obscure Expedition 33. You watch someone stream a butt slam run of Elden Ring. Same person did a Torch Only run as well. I think you can do all these bosses with just that attack A touch. I don't think there's anything in the game that is undefeated. Right, let's return to help him where we can. The real work begins when the extra hands arrive. Oh, he's in that one in his turn-based. He looked up at it. There's a game coming up that she will need the plastic back on the furniture. Oh, right, okay. Jesus Christ. Oh, fuck. Not this guy. If he does the joke again, okay. Thanks for making the trek here. To be honest, I wasn't expecting so many of you. Since the attack on Tuliolol, I've been wondering if there was aught I could do to help. Don't do it to yourself. What even is this expansion? So when I heard about the upcoming operation from Valkona, I leapt at the chance to do my part. Peace will be restored, and then we can all enjoy a nice cup of mezcal. This is our home, and we'll do whatever it takes to keep it safe. While I assist with the efforts here, High Luminary Gerfurler does the same at the capital. I am truly grateful. With all of us working together, there is nothing we can't accomplish. Let's get to it, my friends. Okay, she's gone before he can make a fool of himself. Thank God. Oh my God, we've had an interaction with Wookievu and he hasn't done that stupid joke. Amazing. Yes, let's get to it. Bit early for a celebration, isn't it? I haven't done it yet. There's nothing to be happy about. There's ships right above our head with guns pointed at us. What are we all what's we chilling out for? We're under threat of imminent attack. Put your feel-good feelings aside and get to work, son. Even you, happy bird.
James.
$29 is low. I'm pretty sure you've missed some. I'm not. No, that song came out of nowhere. It was way too peppy for what's going on. You don't want RSI. All right, everyone. That'll do it. Bring us our train. Show us what we've done. You've done your part. Leave it to us to finish mounting the armor and cannons and have yourselves a hard-earned rest. Thank you all again for answering the call. No need for thanks now. Whenever you need help, just call Ghostbuster. Give us a holler. Indeed. We must all do our part when our nation is imperiled. Here, here, we love Turana, we love you, Val, Luke Lamat. I love you all too. Your kindness and goodwill will not be in vain. This, I promise. I'm keeping an eye on that Wookievu character. If he does, if we can have one interaction where he doesn't do the joke, I'm going to take that as a win. I'm going to take it as a win. I'm going to take it as a win. As if we can have an interaction where he doesn't do it, it's a win. Okay. Okay, we're going to finish this quest. Thanks again for all your help. Wouldn't have been able to finish so quickly with that. Go rest up, friend. Won't be long before the train's ready. Ah, yeah, we can fly. We can fly. Pray, speak with Lamat. I'm just going to clear the map quickly. I'm going to guess that's a fate area. That there's a fate that spawns there. James, Wookiee won a long time ago the amount of times he's made you rant. I did like Lamat just like literally ran away before he could start doing his nonsense. Into his wank bank. Look at that beautiful airship. Look at it. Look at it. It could do with better music, but you know, it's fine. It's still worth it. Imagine how disappointed that guy must be. I finished while thinking about you. Flies off immediately without saying a word. And never returned. But what about the train, man? That's... Don't worry. Bye! Got a map to uncover. Got XP to gain. Special Fate area was an experience day one. Did you go in there on day one? Wow, wow, wow. Hundreds of you did. Yeah, I can imagine. Hundreds of us died. I still haven't... What have I missed? Oh, are you kidding me? That little island is an actual... Oh, you look at that. I thought that was the actual island. It's a bloody... It's the fog of war is over the island. I even looked at it. I even pointed the camera at it and talked about it. We just been talking about it now. Well, it's not on me. No. Look, it looks from far away. That looks like an island on the map. And then you look at it. Look. Oh, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Why would that not? Why would it unlock everything around it but not that? That's stupid. This ship doesn't really wobble very much. Not like the other mounts do. It doesn't really wobble. There we go. Now we got it. I've been collecting, oh, it's reset. I've been collecting my, what are these called? Tomestones of Heliometry and Aesthetics. My intent is, before we get to the level 100 quests, where I can start to unlock the vendor, that I've capped them out, so I've got a full balance to start working with. Oh, we're on level 97. Let me just update the, stream title. Need to set up a command anytime. Yeah, that's not a bad idea, actually. Just have that take over the stream for a bit. From here on out, we won't stop work until the train's ready. I thought it was ready. If you have any preparations, now will be the time to see to them. The boarding call will come before you know it. I'm fairly certain I've done everything that I need to do for now. So let's just crack on. Where's he gone? Oh, there. Wait for the engineers to finish working on the train. Yes. Have I decided on a name for Savage content? If you plan on doing that, of course. We've talked about doing Savages once I finished MSQ. I probably... I mean, I'll be able to rotate around. I'll be able to rotate around, but I think the first one I want to kit out is my Paladin, because my Paladin's my OG job. So my Paladin is got to be the one that I max out first.
Right, we're just about done with the modifications, but
Oh, she
I have
is
to stress
American.
that we cannot afford a test run.
I thought she'd talk like Lamat.
It's fine. We understand and accept the risks. We have faith in you and your craft.
Glad someone does.
I'm sure everything will go to plan. With all the hard work everyone's put in, it couldn't be otherwise.
Savage Fight's going to be very different based on role. You want to stick to one role to learn what it needs to be doing.
Behold, the pinnacle of locomotive engineering, the Dawn Blazer.
Oh, we've named it, have we?
Amazing!
Yep, she's been fitted with wooden armor and a crystal grounding rod to mitigate the effects of lightning. Naturally, we had to overhaul the engine so it could handle the extra weight.
I also had her outfitted with the ferric cannons, the better to contend with enemy forces.
And you put a little stool up there too.
As they're modelled upon those used at the Crystarium, I can attest to their potency.
You gave us little stools to sit on. That's very kind.
So, what do you reckon? Given the tight turnaround, I'd say we did a damn good job.
It's a shame we have to blow her up. No little tray.
Glad she's to your liking. I hate to let go of such a beautiful piece of machinery.
Stand
but
on
I
if
know
you're a
you'll give her
Lala.
Proper send-off for us.
At the risk of spoiling the mood, we should probably get moving.
Yep. You won't get far if you let them pummel you from the air, but you'll be safe enough once you reach the tunnel.
In that case, I will conceal the train with a spell once everyone is on board. It should last long enough for us to reach the tunnel unnoticed.
Right. So everyone, are we ready?
All they need to do is fly ahead of us and blow out the track, right? They don't even have to hit the train. All they have to do is destroy the track.
We've done all we can. Rest is up to you.
They don't have to touch the train.
I won't let you down.
Strategy.
All aboard!
What would we do without Graha? He is clearly the most important member here right now. He gave us the shooty pewties. That's it. Oh yeah, he's gonna hide the train. Applying real-world logic to a game about cat boys and girls with magic glow sticks. Look, the game itself likes to apply real... Wait, it's your spell's worn off. What's this? Why is the spell worn off?
At this speed, we should arrive at the dome in no time at all.
Where's my vanish spell? Cast it again.
Spotted, I expect. Stay alert.
Cast the spell again?
Here we go. Stand fast, everyone.
That's right, you paint them. You paint them, Kryl. Be gone with your purple. Have a splash of yellow on you. Nevertheless, he has the ability to cast the spell in the first place. Also, why are they still not shooting the rails? Uh-oh, we're on fire.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Alla say, alla shushed.
Erinville, I need you to take over for me.
I think I did, didn't I, Laker? Actually, I didn't really pay attention to that, but yeah. Graha was trying to save someone, and this time I got in the way. Is she deflecting bullets with an axe? It seems impractical. Big shooty lasers can't shoot through wood. Uh-oh. Jump! Jump! Jump, jump! Uh-oh. What's she gonna do? Jump! 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 Back to the future moment. 88 miles an hour. Wasn't as pathetic as Alphino's jump into the Ruby Sea.
Oh, that was too close. Still alive, Erinville?
Mostly.
It's a binary question, yes or no. Feels like it should have been a duty. It could probably have been similar to the Air Force minigame from Gold. Yeah, actually, that would have been quite nice. That would have been quite fun. That's why Graha is the main character.
At last, the enemy stronghold. We should hurry before they can regroup.
Let's go and find out what's inside.
Let's go find out what's inside. Oh, Vanguard, now accessible. Okay, we have a duty. Righto. Does anyone want into this duty? Does anyone want to join? Anyone want in? Calling dutiers. Oh, look, we're logged in. All right, Laketa Reyes. Let's bring you in. Space for one more if anyone wants it. James started awfully early today. Zelf. You can come along. Nicely done. Okay, that's our party. Zeus. Unable to invite. That player is currently... What did that say? You're bound to a duty, it said. Just need to unload your diadem bazooka. Okay, we'll give you a minute. We'll give you a few minutes. That's not a problem. In fact, why don't we use this time, Zayas, finish off what you need to finish off. I'm gonna take a quick break and run ads. We'll come back in 3 minutes, and we'll proceed from there. Zelf, I'll be coming to say hello to you in a second as well. Don't go anywhere. Right, back in 3 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Oh, look at that. We are already in the perfect party formation as well. We've got... all right, you know what? Let's just crack on with this. So we've got Laketa on Dark Knight. We've got Zayas on heals. And we've got myself and Reyes on DPS. We're going double vipes today. Double vipes. Do you guys want to do... Is anyone not want to do min-eye level? Does anyone not want to do min-eye level? Let's not do this min-eye level. Yeah, okay. Only one. I was only going to... Yeah, that's fine then. That's fine. In that case... Ready, check. Cowards. Hey, if you guys don't want to do it, that's fine. That's fine. You're up for min always. Zayas is brave. Has the bravery. You have no problem with min-eye level. You have a problem with min-eye level and me. I'll have you know, we have not died much to min-eye level mechanics. only a few times. Why, when I was holding down, was he going to the right? That was weird. CPS like they don't matter. Where's my game? I put it away. I've glammed it away. I couldn't look at it anymore. It was hurting my eyes, so I glammed my old set back on. That's it. Is this the duty where we get the bikes? Are we going to get a bike from this duty? Intruders detected. Initializing extermination protocol. Beware the wing blade. Okay, look, it's gone all the way over here. Oh, Reyes. Oh, that was fun. No one saw a thing. You got away with that completely. It was absolutely fine. Oh shit. Oh shit. Holy crap. Ah, over there. Damn it. I was hoping, yeah, he's dead anyway. I was hoping we get to kill him before that went off, but it be what it be. Did you clip that guy in the hand games? That was a funny death. That was quite funny. Cobra, thank you for being my biggest fan. Cobra. No one saw anything except Guy in a Hat Games who recorded the whole thing. Oh shit. All you saw was a Viper die, and I'm a Viper, so it must clearly have been me. I see your logic. Oh, treasure coffer. What the flip? What? Hang on. What? Hey. Hey! Oh, okay, I went a bit too fast there. Okay, and now, okay, what? Okay. Somehow I'm still alive, but not for long. Something about that mechanic just absolutely screwed with my brain. A motion sensitive. Okay, stand still. Oh crap. No, I had to move. Oh God. My invincibility! Stay with me! I'm just gonna stand here. Ow. Yeah, good call not doing this minimum item level. Thank you for saving me from that pain. Oh, not again! I had the last one! Okay, I lived through that one, that's fine. Oh, cock and balls. This is a dead end. Bloody motion sensitive bombs. I'll show you a motion sensitive bomb when I shove it up your backside. Can't say that, James. It's an emotion-sensitive bomb. Ah. All the treasure coffers. All of them. All right, this is the end, right? Let's see what we've got waiting for us here. You truly believe yourself a match for us? The audacity that such a serious breach should be allowed, but it ends now. Wait, there was two. Xander the Snake Skinner. On your knees. We redeem our honor with your lives. Has the battle already started? Is that why I'm getting two sets of dialogue? Oh, you've already started. The etiquette! Oh my goodness! How could you? I'm what now? They didn't even wait. Can you believe it? It's fine. I can live with it. This one. Yo, Akira! You were streaming late tonight. Did you finish? Did you finish Dirge of Cerberus? Did you finish? Did you finish all over Dirge of Cerberus? Have another raid. Oh yeah, that is your second. You did another stream? You did a second stream? You sneaky little sausage. Sneaky little sausage. How was your second stream today, Akira? He's died. Mike, welcome in. How's it going? You did finish it. I thought you might. When I last saw you, I knew that it wouldn't take you too long to get to the end. I call on the soul of the serpent, the great devourer. Give me the strength to destroy our enemies. You what now? Are you what now? I thought we beat him already. What's this, eh? Get something new into the schedule. Yeah, I know the feeling. I know that feeling. Auto life is BS, yeah. What the flip is this now? Is he going to attack at each of these points? Ah, yeah, he is. Oh, sneaky sneak. Okay. He's going to go slice, slice. So we want to be here. We want to be on the inside of the curves, I see. We're just in the middle of this this boss fight. This is the end of this dungeon, which is why I'm a bit distracted right now. What are your overall impressions of Dirge? As someone now who has also played it recently. What? He did that backwards! As someone now who has also played on original hardware. No, he did it back! He did it forwards! You can't do it backwards and forwards! That's cheating, son! Fuck it. Come back! Okay, that still landed, thank goodness. I stood in the wrong place. No, he did it backwards! What's he doing with his dirty tail? That's what it is, isn't it? Okay, so... Okay. I clocked it at the end. It's his little dirty tail. That was what was doing it. It was his little dirty tail. There's a much more subtle hint. Oh, is there like an arrow or something? Rear guard attacks backwards. Oh. Fore guard attacks backwards. I wasn't looking at the names of the moves. What do you think I'd do? I'm here to cleave, not to read. Whew. Thanks, everyone. We made it, at least. I got a pair of gloves for my efforts. So now I can wear some gloves. That's nice. They don't really go, but I'll take them. They don't really go. Nearly 100 levels in. I don't look at the names of class. You should know how to look at attack names by now. No, I don't. I look at what I see and not what I read. Yo, we can see your house in the Polaroids. That's true. You can. That's a fact. You can take sneaky pics behind me if you wish and see what's going on. Thank you, everyone. Lakar, Reyes, Zayas, thank you for the extra heal. I needed it. I took a lot of damage in that fight, so that makes sense. Comms all round. Comms all round. Can I set... I can't set my... Oh, I can set my portrait. No, I can't. All right, let's do this. Let's see what's waiting for us here. We fought our way in. Now what?
What greeted us was not the home that I had left behind.
You can log out now. The motion sensor, you all get one each cast, I see.
There was no mistaking we had reached Yasulani. And yet...
Oh, Etherite.
It was wholly unlike my memories. The lands of my childhood had changed beyond imagining. To where had I returned? We tread on, the darkened skies above a mirror to my heart, clouded with fear and uncertainty.
How bizarre. This cannot be Yassolani, can it?
And yet... Heritage found. Back to the diadem. Zeus is back to the diadem. As is tradition. I was prepared for something strange, but this is like another world. I don't understand. I'm level 99. That duty gave me a level up. Are we still, yeah, we're in the right place. Okay. And creamy hot chocolate. Erenville looks upon Yassolani in disbelief. It doesn't make sense. That tower, was it always there? No, definitely not. Nor the wall over there. The material's not something we use in Toral. It's closer to what we saw at the gate to the Golden City, or those mechanical soldiers. Hey, no worries, Mike. Thanks for hanging out. Such a massive structure couldn't possibly have been built in so short a time. Then I'm inclined to assume we've been transported to another location. Or perhaps... Well, speculation will avail us naught. We need to learn more before we can draw conclusions. Let's take a look around then. So, how are the Ascians to blame? Because they always are, right? This is an Ascian empire that was set up from this world in some way, similar to Garlemald, similar to Alag. Some part of tweaking that world so that it starts to become etherically imbalanced. That looks like a train station, doesn't it? That must be Yassolani Station, where the passengers disembarked. Then perhaps we'll find someone to talk to there. Let's go and investigate. Oh! Vanguard Twin Fangs? I actually got some new weapons. It just occurred to me, I forgot to check that. I got some new weapons. It's a level 80. I need to make space. Let's just desynth this. We can desynth these as well. That was why when I auto-equipped at the end of that dungeon, they didn't automatically come on. Oh, they look a bit. Oh, they look pretty sweet. You know what? The dungeon weapons are actually pretty nice. Do you know what this technology is reminiscent of, actually? You know what? It just made me think about it when I looked at these. If you imagine that this edge was blue, in fact, if you imagine, not glamour. Oh, you can't dye these. Okay. But if you imagine that that edge was like a light blue, this would look very much like one of the Ironworks weapons. One of Sid's. So I wonder if we're looking at kind of some late stage Garland technology. Garland Ironworks technology, but like an equivalent from that world. That's what it's making me think. Shush! Okay. I'm only voicing my opinions and my thoughts, Akira. You know, I'm only just telling you, you know, what might be in my head and how I might be considering what's going on in the game. But, you know, that's fine. I don't have to do that. I'm pretty sure this is Yasulani Station. But from the state of it, I'd swear it was abandoned years ago. I'm not sure what to make of this. We should look around a bit more. How dare you be a streamer with an opinion, I know. Outrageous, some might say. Actually outrageous. That said, this building is a rotting husk. It has clearly been many years since anyone lived there, but I accidentally clicked too fast and removed the text. Fortunately, it was still in the chat window. Also, happened to spy an aetherite current over here. And so we begin the long journey to start filling out heritage founds, ether currents. The tracks are heavily rusted. It would seem they haven't been tended to for a long while. You find the train turntable. The thick layers of rust suggest it hasn't been used in years. How the turntables. I'm not even sorry. Finished poking around, have you? Let's gather everyone then. I want you all to take a look at this. It's one of the mechanical soldiers, long since broken apparently. Oh, he's still standing up. But I'd say its presence confirms that this is indeed Zoral Jar's domain we're in. What about the rest of you? Did you learn anything? Sandalets may not be around anymore, yet you still hear them sometimes. So all evidence suggests this is Yasulani Station. It's like the commands are just direct to my brain now. Aye, and I've no doubt we're in Yasulani, but I don't understand why these buildings are so run down. They were completed barely a year ago. Time compression. For new structures to deteriorate and enormous ones to appear in a flash. If I didn't know better, I'd say time flows differently here. Is such a thing even possible? We have encountered this phenomenon before, as it so happens. Though it may be difficult to believe, our world is but one of several. In some respects they are similar to one another, but in others wholly different. We call them reflections. Simply put, the rift between dimensions causes time to flow at a different pace in each world. While hours pass in one, years may have come and gone in another. But if this is Yassilani, then we should still be in the source. The flow of time should be synchronized. I'm not sure I follow all this talk of reflections and dimensions, but if Erenville says this is Yassilani, then it must be. Your village is a little further along, right? Erenville. Yes, it's a short distance to the northwest. Let's head there next then. Rather than talk theory, it's always better to confirm things firsthand. Oh. May I be of assistance? It's still functioning. It's got a different face. It doesn't seem to be hostile, at least. Perhaps we can ask it some questions. Can you tell us where we are? Unable to confirm credentials. Please present citizen identification. Unable to confirm credentials. Confirm. Confirm. Seems it's broken after all. It's too strange by half. Let's leave it at be and get going. Are those lightning rods? Would you accompany me for a moment? There's something I wish to investigate. Shouldn't we tell the others that we're going in a different direction? You know, basic communication. Oh my god, if it tries to make me calibrate a lightning rod tower. Nah. If it tries to make me calibrate, I'm not going to be happy. I want no part of calibrating lightning rod towers. Not even a little bit, please. I never said I completed it before. What I said was I want no part of it. I want absolutely no part of it. There he is. Garrus Vicarian wants a part of it. Ah, I miss Garrus. Brosus. Look there. The lightning appears to be drawn to those pole-shaped structures over yonder. Okay. The design suggests there's some manner of lightning rod. Let's go and take a closer look. Are we on the Thunder Plains? Do you know, this expansion is giving me far more reminiscence of 10 with like the aesthetic of things than it is 9. And it's like, weren't we told in the run-up like this was supposed to be like a Final Fantasy 9 themed expansion, and they give us the Arc Mount as a pre-order bonus wherever it's gone. Yeah, there it is. They give you the Arc Mount as a pre-order bonus. They give you the Garnet Minion as a pre-order bonus, or as the bonus you get with the collector's edition, or whatever it was, but you get the wind-up Garnet Minion to go with it. And the only things I've seen to do with 9 is the occasional monster. It's the occasional monster. The balance shift soon. We're on level 97 quests. I'm level 99. It's well out of balance. This material appears to be the same as that used in the mechanical soldiers and warships. On closer inspection, it appears to have fine etchings, rather reminiscent of arcane runes. These These, I suspect they're not merely decorative. I would posit it's used to harness lightning as a source of energy. Quite impressive technology. I'll share this observation with Ishtola. For a blessing, the dome doesn't appear to interfere with link pearls. Yeah, I called that out, but that's what I mean. Aside from the odd monster, like, that's it. Monster design. Thanks for accompanying me. Let's head to the village and find the others.
Silence!
You silenced the music. That was a mighty silence. Damn right I did. Now continue. Queen Bryn has not been impressed with your performance. I am the noble's master as well, you know. Oh. I don't want to have to come back. Yeah, he's talking about Burnett. Bam, bam, bam. 276 northwest. Am I actually going to be able to reach this? 176 northwest. Feels like it's going to be in this corner. No. What are you doing? This button. Good night, Akira. Thank you for the double raid today. Much appreciated. Ah, there it is. Yeah, thank you for the double raid. Again, I'm pretty sure all of you are already following Akira, but if you're not, if by some miracle you're not already following Akira, do yourself a favor. Give his little heart a tickle. Give his little heart a tickle. Yo! 312 east? Oh god, what? You don't have to send any turtles to me, thank you. I have more than enough turtles. Your turtles are not required. I bet you it's up there. I bet you. I was about to go down, but then I was like, nah, this thing's gonna screw me. Yeah, there it is. I knew it. Hey, it's Laketta. Oh yeah, I didn't get the mount from that duty, so I guess it doesn't drop from that one. All right, 337 north. That is back to MSQ now. Yeah, I guess it doesn't drop from that duty. I should update that throne command to say not turtles. Rare mob if you want to kill. Where are you? Invite me to party and I'll come and do that with you. Oh, there you are. I see you. Oh, is it this gallows beak? Wait, let me change to... Actually, I can do this as DPS. I'm level 99 now. I'm a big boy. No, I'm not a fan of Pepe's. Thank you, Laket. I got literally nothing for that. Except the fun of killing it. No, I'm actually not a fan of Pepe's. They're too associated with right-wing stuff. I'm not interested in them. That's why I don't really use them here. Oh, it goes towards an achievement. Oh, nice. Okay. What in the world? Erenville's town. Hey, there's another little robot guy.
My home. It's in ruins. But why? What happened here? And where is everyone?
Erenville's having more of a reaction to this than Lamat did to her dad dying.
But they had clearly been abandoned.
Damn it all. None of this makes sense.
Excuse me? Are you looking for someone?
Okay. That's FF9.
I apologize for giving you a fright. However, I did have reason to keep to the shadows.
Is she going to be called Garnet?
Sorolja has told me a great deal about you.
Sorolja?
She sounds like Tataru.
Greetings, and welcome to the realm of Alexandria.
Okay, here we go. Alexandria. Okay.
I am Sphene, the Queen of Reason.
Queen of Reason?
I literally just talked about the FF9 references.
Is there perhaps
Now it's like...
Yes, if you mean to ask if there is a king of resolve. Zorulja holds that title, and together do we reign.
You don't have to clip it. You don't have to.
Both behind the attack on Tulihiola.
And I doubt you're here to offer us a warm reception.
No, you have it all wrong. I am not come to fight. Zorulja rules alongside me, but that is a matter of expedience. In truth, we are at odds, he and I. It is at considerable risk to myself and my people that I come before you to beg your aid.
She's got writing on her back.
Our aid? I'll admit I cannot imagine King Zorolja is keen to share and share alike. But if what you say is true, you're still the queen.
Indeed. But I was once the sole ruler of Alexandria. Until one day, he appeared, bent on conquest. In my weakness, I feared his power. So I persuaded him to forego violence and strike a bargain. I would remain queen, and he would receive technology that would empower him to achieve even loftier ambitions.
So she saved her own skin by selling ours?
A gamble, to be sure, but if it might spare my people...
And damn Lamat's people? Hmm?
If I may, the dome surrounding these lands was erected but recently. How is it he was able to not only invade, but instate a new system of leadership in a mere matter of days?
This is going to be like, it's been hundreds of years. What are you on about?
I've never heard of your realm. And this place is, or at least was, Yasulani. The house I grew up in is still here. But 3 years ago, that tower and these strange contrivances weren't. Nor was our village in ruins. Where did you come from? And what happened to the people who lived here?
What's the writing on her back?
I realize how confusing this all must be. Truth be told, I don't fully understand it myself. What I can say is that one day, people from your Tuliolol suddenly appeared here in Alexandria. Or perhaps it was we who found ourselves in Tuliolol. Until but recently, we were completely unaware of events taking place beyond the barriers surrounding our realm.
Does this not remind you of the Crystal Tower? How after the 8th Umbral Calamity, we devised a means to transport the Spire across time and space from the source unto the First. Granted, this is on a much larger scale, if that is indeed what has happened. Not only the people and structures, but also the surrounding environment. Regardless, the people of Lakeland perceived the arrival of the Crystal Tower much as the Queen describes her own experience. Sudden and inexplicable.
Well then, you appear to have a better grasp of our circumstances than we do. Indeed, more than I dared hope. In which case, a closer examination of the effects of this phenomenon may afford us more insights. Allow me to take you to the outskirts.
What's the Queen doing out wandering? How did she know we were coming?
Perhaps your acquaintances are among them.
There's a few unanswered questions about this lady.
Hold on. If we accept, there's no guarantee we're not walking into a trap.
Well, I was going to finish at the last Aetheryte Laketta, but the quest didn't finish there. I'm waiting for the next green tick.
We need to understand how he grew so strong. Besides...
You're right.
Queen Sphene, before we go, Your Majesty, I have to ask, did you really have nothing to do with the attack on Tuliolol?
Noble Wook Lamat, shall we dispense with the formalities?
No, you're an enemy. You're the leader of the enemy.
Deny the soldiers and airships that attacked your people are products of Alexandria. But it was Zeralja, not we, who fashioned them into weapons of war and laid siege to Tuliolol.
You want Sphene's outfit?
So he alone is to blame.
I may not have prosecuted this war, but I nevertheless bear responsibility for it.
She sounds like Tataru.
Perhaps.
I'm gonna look up who her voice
I know
actress is.
next to nothing about you, let alone what you've been through. So by all means, show us around. I think we'll learn a lot from meeting your people.
Oh no, it's a different person. Sarah Ovens. Sarah Ovens.
Wonderful. If you would follow me.
Yeah, this is what I literally just said. Isn't it a little odd for the Queen to be walking about on her lonesome? Minor fun detail, what was that? So I was looking away, wasn't I?
Is that concern or suspicion? If things should take a turn for the worse.
Oh, I noticed the writing on the back of her outfit. I didn't spot wings.
I jest, of course. But you do strike me as the most capable here.
Metal clasps. Oh yeah, I see them. I see them. Yeah, I was more distracted by the writing, and I was trying to figure out what it said. I might try a little cryptographics at a later point. Okay, let's finish off this quest. I think it goes without saying, but we're not just going to trust her like that, right? Any way you look at it, a mysterious girl who appears out of nowhere proclaiming herself queen is suspicious. Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree with that. There's going to be a lot more of that text in my future to help. Oh, okay. Well, let's head back to the Aetheryte. And while we're driving, let's just kind of sum up a lot of what's going on here. I mean, there's been a lot that has happened in this one. I mean, let's just try and digest quite a lot of it, because it was quite a long stream as well today. So the attack and the subsequent speech that Lamat's given, where she's like saying, "Yeah, we'll sort this out. Yeah. Going into Shaloni, sorting out the train, getting that turned into a wooden train, fixing it up, putting a bomb on it, riding the train, crashing it into the thing, running through that duty, getting some extra weapons and equipment and stuff. And then finally, here, meeting the Queen of Alexandria. And her name is not Garnet. Interestingly. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, good night. So long, Corey. Don't worry, my search for the greatest taco still continues. It is not over, and it never will be over until it is found. 575 west, over that way. Okay. So, we'll continue this tomorrow. That's what we'll do. Long one today. We've obviously had Gamescom and a lot of FF14. So there's been a bunch of stuff happening. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Thanks if you've been here from the start. Much appreciated to you. Let's say thank you also to these legends who have supported the stream tonight. Please arise and show us your names. Thank you for the raid today, the double raid from Akira. He raided me 5 hours ago, and then he raided me 40 minutes ago. Akira with the double stream, double raid. Thank you so much. Haley and Reyes, thank you also for your raids today. Mods, thank you for modding. Vips, thanks for vipping. Chatters, thanks for chatting. Also, I've not forgotten VJ4's other name. Gave me a big cat earlier. Not forgotten that. Thank you for that as well. And lurkers, thank you for lurking. If you've been lurking on the stream today, much appreciated to you. Thank you for being here and hanging out. So, tomorrow, I'm in two minds. I've been asked by Gamescom to do a stream for the indie showcase. So I might do that, some indie games, and then do more 14 afterwards. Or I might not. I'm not sure. I don't know if I